Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another exciting episode. In this episode, we're going to dig deep into who I am and a little bit about my story so that you guys can get to know me better. Let's jump right into it. My background really starts with the fact that I got interested in entrepreneurship and finance at a really young age. I watched my dad go out on his own and launch his own company when I was like 7 or 8 years old. And I got to go to work with him a lot as a kid and get to learn the ropes of construction. He was an electrical contractor. He flipped houses, did investment real estate and all that. That really gave me the itch to be an entrepreneur when I grow up and be my own boss, is because of watching the journey he went on throughout my childhood. So once I went to college and finished my master's degree in chemistry, I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but it definitely wasn't go work in a lab. And so I started exploring different business possibilities, worked in finance for a while, worked with my dad, all these things. And I really wanted to get back into investment real estate, but I didn't have the capital to do so. So I had to go start some businesses. First business I started in 2014 was a coffee shop called Anchor Coffee Co. with my business partner, Greg. I met him at a church and a church band, and he just loved coffee, and we took that and ran with it and started a coffee roastery was our original mission, and that's over the years grew into a 2-location business. We sell tons and tons of coffee. We have a wholesale roasting business. We have a mail order business and all of that. So it's been cool to grow that over all these years. That was my first real venture out with someone else as a partner and building a business with someone else. So about a year after launching that, my second business I launched was originally actually called Excelsior Construction, and I started that with my brother. Really wanted to do the work of construction, and I really wanted to build a construction business, which was in line with getting me inching closer and closer back to flipping houses and things like that. So in 2015, we partnered up. I became a sales machine and learned how to do construction and sell construction. And over the next 7 years, from 2015 to 2022, that business snowballed into a multi-7-figure business. Really learned the ropes of managing people, managing the financials, cash flow management, all of the fundamental things that you need to run a business. I learned about marketing and invoicing and all of those things. Meanwhile, during that time, I was investing in education and going to conferences and really just trying to master kind of that startup a business, operate a business, be a business owner kind of role. All of that over the last 12 years of business journey and learning the ropes of all that and investing in that's really, gave me the insight and the knowledge of what it takes to run a successful company. Around 2021 though, after COVID really hit our profit hard, I decided to invest in my own one-on-one coach. And that coach was a guy named Mike Claudio, and I hired him to really help me, dial in my sales process, dial in the design build process, and really pivot my business into the business I wanted to build. I wanted to be in new home construction and do high-end work, subcontractor work out, and I had a lot of people encouraging me to have in-house crews. At my skill level and experience level, all those inexperienced in-house crews were actually just, chewing up my money. So once I hired him and pivoted the model, our profitability went through the roof in 21, 22. In that process, I really learned a lot about myself from working with a coach. One of the questions that we, really worked through is like, why did I start these businesses? That's an interesting point there, is that as I built the coffee shop business and kind of walked away, I stayed in on the financial management side, the owner side, but out of the day-to-day operation. I really started that business for Greg. That's Greg's dream. And then with the construction company, I really launched that to help my brother build his own construction company. Mike and I realized after 2 years of working together that my passion really lie with helping people be successful and build their dreams. So Mike said, why don't you just be a business coach and make that how you get paid, and your day-to-day life is that you wake up inspired, full of passion and energy to get out there and help people grow their business. And so I jumped on that. My first coaching client I brought on in March of 2022. So here we are like a year and a half later. It's been a wild ride on coaching people. So since starting coaching, I'd like to share a couple stories with you of some successes I've had in the last year and a half with some clients. Let's start with success story number 1. So I had a client come to me shortly after, I started coaching, and it's like April. He came through Win Rate Consulting. So Mike, sent me clients. I was a subcontractor coaching clients with Win Rate Consulting. And James came to me and Really had a successful multi-million-dollar business. Wasn't sure why he wasn't making as much money as he thought he was. And, quickly we started digging deep into his financials and his sales process. Then once we got through that, we looked at his bidding process, and we found that he was drastically underpricing himself in the market. So he was building new construction at cost plus 10, 11, 12, 13%. And, in the construction world today, that's just not a sustainable model. That's not a sustainable markup. And so he was making money, but not as much as he could have. And, over the next 6 months from when he started working with me, we took his business all the way to a cost plus 24, 25% model, and more than doubled the margins he was operating on. A massive success like that has led to him having a lot more freedom to make decisions, freedom to say no, freedom to hire people, freedom to live life on his terms and build the business that he really wanted to build. It's been really cool to be part of James's journey in this process of kind of breaking through to that next tier, that next level of success for him. And I couldn't be more excited to have him as one of my first coaching clients that's still with me today. One of my other early clients, we're just going to call him Patrick. And Patrick came to me really just getting started in his business. He was young in the landscaping space and really was out there doing the work in the day-to-day. And his kind of mission was to grow $1 million company, try to figure out how to get out of the day-to-day operations so that he could focus on being the CEO of his business, build something that's sustainable and profitable. So over the first 6 months of working with him, we really just built processes for production and for sales and for things like that so that he could hire people and plug them into those empty spaces in the production team, production management, so that he could go focus on sales, because that's really, what he excelled at. And the first transition out is get out of some boxes. So he was in all the departments. So we got him mostly out of the operation, the internal, by hiring an office manager that first year of working together. And then we got some production team managers to get him out of the field as much as possible so that he could focus on driving sales and boosting the business's revenue. That first year we were able to grow the business to, multi six figures. We were shy of the 7-figure mark, but this year, year 2 of working together, he's actually going to break through that 7-figure threshold for the first time while being the sales guy and CEO of the company. And it's just been an amazing ride to watch him grow and be successful and absorb all that and transition into the CEO of his company. The third success story I wanted to share with you was about a local plumbing company that I've worked with in my area that found me through a friend, a referral, and we're going to call him Edgar. He's running a multi 7-figure revenue business, but really, again, didn't have an understanding of how to bid jobs appropriately. And after doing a one-day intensive with him on site, we dug deep and found out that, he was leaving roughly 16% on the table because his spreadsheet that he was bidding with wasn't applying the markup correctly. So he had the right vision of what markup should be. He had done the right overhead calculation. So on the surface, it actually all looked really good. Got to digging into job profitability, we realized that his margins he was hitting was 7-8%. So major problem when you're running $1, $2, $3, $4 million projects. So we dug deep, and while going through his bid sheet, realized that he wasn't applying that markup to all the categories. So he was only marking up labor, and he was leaving out the markup on all the other things, the subcontractors, the materials, the equipment leases, and all of that to run his plumbing company. So, labor was really only about 30% of his business. So he was missing out on the markup on 70% of his revenue. We implemented those changes, and over the last, 4 or 5 months, he's really snowballed that business into only profitable jobs. And now moving forward, is actually looking really healthy, better than ever before. He's on pace to pretty quickly break that 8-figure threshold as a plumbing company. So I'm excited to see where Edgar takes that business and to be part of the journey of him becoming super successful. These are just 3 sample success stories of some of the clients I've worked with. Over the last year and a half, I've had the pleasure of working with over 25 different companies to help them grow and be successful in their business. After that year and a half, I've realized that I want to pursue this all out, go all in on being a business coach and helping people understand business and grow their companies. If you or someone you know are out there struggling to get your business to be super profitable, and maybe you need a guide, someone that's done the journey, is there to help you and can partner up with you to help you grow your company, please reach out. shoot me a message, shoot me an email at nate@nategriffin.co, and I'll be sure to reach out to you. I'd love to connect. Right now, I'm running a 4-month offer here, October to January, to get more clients running in my system to be able to help them understand their financials and get set up for success in 2024. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to share this with all of your friends and have them tune in. We'll be back next Tuesday with another episode.